Brian Pitts. There he is. Brian Pitts, Justice for Jesus. Welcome, Brian. Appreciate you driving down today.
No problem. Thank you very much. Brian Pitts, Justice for Jesus. These are all house cleaning measures. Okay, the report came down from statewide jury, 127 pages. It's very much the same thing the Commission on the Ethics has asked y'all to do the last 3 years. It's tighten up and give them greater authority to prosecute you and other local government officials. Of course, that's only the beginning, because you got to change the Article 2, Article 2, Section 8, because all the authority really is in your hands. Because everything is prescribed by law, as by law. They're supposed to be an independent body, but they're not independent because y'all telling them how to prosecute you. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I'm going to tell somebody how to prosecute me. Then I'm going to tell them to be very lenient and make it look like it's hard. And that's what they came to you. So I'm sure you'll get that report. Miami Herald has ran it. This is only part 2 of what the prior statewide jury had said also. But this time they added stuff in for Commission on Ethics. That's already been brought before you. Hopefully y'all make a move on that. Oh, and here's another thing. Save yourself $900,000 and just sift the JQC right into the Commission on Ethics, because they only wasting $900,000 and county. They ain't doing pretty much anything at all. We'll see what they do when they get finished with the first DCA situation. Ain't nothing going to happen with that. At best, public reprimand, because remember, they apologized to y'all in committee last week. Ain't nothing going on there. Judges got away with it again. Second issue, the statute 113, 11.113. 11.113. What's in there? No. What's not in there? Your powers and duties. What also is not in there? Your real salaries. I brought this up last year to the panel. Well, guess what? They wouldn't have been arguing to you about immigration law if we knew what your powers and duties were. And they would know, I don't need to bring that here. I can go to the office because I see they take care of this. Well, the Constitution says that fixed by law shall be your compensation, powers, and duties. Ever since 1968, no legislative body has ever put their powers and duties in a simple statute like it's supposed to be. I didn't ask you what your duties is at the Capitol. Okay, here we go. I'm going to walk into your office. Okay, I'm going to go to my legislature and see. Actually, what am I going to their office to see about? I don't know what their powers and duties are. Oh, your salaries ain't $18,000 and leadership salaries.
But you manage to come every day of our life anyway.
No.
I'm not knowing our powers.
You just had a bunch of citizens here who did not know. And they actually, 2 spoke on their behalf, said they did not know. But now they will be involved in the process because by freak accidents they found out. Well, if your powers and duties were cited, they wouldn't have to be the freak accident like they did on 2 occasions here. A man stood up here and argued with you about the process. He didn't know the legislative process. And y'all argued back and forth with him. Well, if that was in the statute, he would know. Oh, I don't have to talk to y'all about that. I can deal with that because the powers, the process of whatever. Okay, again, see, you got me a call. Now, third issue. You got me okay. Judicial reform. Now, I brought that back to y'all to 2007 about that. Now you're seeing. They striking stuff, they exceeding jurisdiction, the clerk's bill, they just got managed to get away with. Now the first DCA building. You had enough yet? Had enough yet? Oh, what happens?
We're getting close because we're running out of time.
Okay. Now, here's the thing. Hey, we told you in 2007 to cut them off. We, at the same time, supported their trust fund when it was brought by Victor Chris to you, which we helped assist do that. Oh, but here's the thing. Easy one. What happens when the judiciary violates separation of powers? What you going to do? Nothing. What you gonna do?
I got a comment.
Nothing.
Hold on. We're wrapping it up. We're out of time. Senator Dietert?
Well, I should probably say nothing, but frankly, you've lost your comic effect on me. The people are amused. You're, amusing for the first time. They need to know that you come to every meeting in Tallahassee. You follow us from delegation to delegation. Meet with us in the office. We're happy to meet with you. We listen to you. For years, for decades even. And very seldom, if ever, in fact never in my case, have you ever made a point that I could act on. So, I wish you'd kind of review your life's work and be more effective. Put in all this time and energy, come up with something that's legitimate that needs to be fixed, and I think we'll take action on it.
Oh, Senator, I'm sorry, let me respond to that. I've sent many of you emails on proposals. I have over 18 proposals in your language ready for Legis. Sent you many.
Well, all the stuff you just said today, there's nothing actionable there. It's
Yes.
a waste of time.
And
Okay,
Mr. Pitts, I appreciate you coming down today. Thank you very much.
thank you
Okay.
very much.
Thank you. American Cancer Society, Nancy Ambrose.
Really need to say for the record.
Good morning, Chair and
Morning.
members of the House and Senate. I'm very happy to be here today. I'm Nancy Ambrose. I'm a volunteer for the American Cancer Society. I'm here on behalf of over 290,000 dedicated volunteers within our state. I'd like to address our top 3 priorities for the 2011 session. Our first request is $1.5 million in funding for the Mary Brogan Breast and Cervical Cancer Early Detection Program. This critical program, which serves as a safety net for thousands of underserved women, continues to be woefully underfunded to meet the screening demands of vulnerable, working poor populations who are falling through the cracks far too often. In fact, Florida has a dubious distinction of being one of only 5 states in the country to provide no state appropriation for this very worthy program. Our funding request for 2011-2012 represents merely 1/4 of the CDC's current program investment in Florida and would be a great step in the right direction. I believe all of you would agree that detecting these types of cancers at an early stage is the key to improved survival, decreased mortality rates, and we're asking for your help in ensuring that more women get access to these life-saving screenings, and I really hope that you'll help us with this. Secondly, thank you so much for your efforts last year to save Florida's cancer research programs by reauthorizing the Bankhead-Coley and the King programs and funding each at a level that ensures a continued commitment to Florida's research infrastructure. Both of these peer-reviewed competitive research grant programs are critical to the fight against cancer in our state and provide hope to tens of thousands facing a cancer diagnosis annually by fostering cutting-edge science and progress within Florida. Each has a proven track record of success, which is helping to strengthen Florida's capacity to compete nationally for top-notch scientists and researchers. We respectfully ask that you maintain Florida's investment in these 2 programs by funding the King Biomedical Research Program at $22.2 million and the Bankhead-Coley Cancer Research Program at $20 million, as currently is prescribed by law. This not only translates into progress in the fight against cancer and other diseases, but spurs economic growth right here at home at a time when our state needs it most. Last, but not least, we ask for your ongoing support of Florida's voter-approved tobacco prevention and education program. The multifaceted approach employed by this program not only resonates with the youth of our state, but is proven at reducing tobacco use and saving lives. Thank you for your time. The American Cancer Society and all of the volunteers across the state look forward to working with you this year.
And Nancy, we appreciate all you do, and thank you for all the volunteer work that you and all your associates do. It's very, very important. There are so many of these organizations could literally not survive without the voluntary work. As was pointed out earlier, you can call it pro bono in the legal profession, or you can call it passion in the civilian position, but we really do appreciate all that you do.
Thank
you very much.
I'd like to just make a comment about the breast cancer screening, and do know that we are aware of that, and Representative Geraldine Thompson and I have tried for a couple of years to, along with Senator Peden, to get some funding in consultation with the national offices. So we know about it, we know how important it is, but we came up with a $20 million figure, and there was no way that we could get it. And so perhaps our universe was too wide, and we can come back and seek the amount that you suggested, which is reasonable compared to what it is that we wanted to do.
Right. Thank you very much for your help.
Mr. Chair. No
Did you have a question, Senator?
comment.
Representative Rousseau.
Thank you very much. And not about the Cancer Society, but my mama always told me if I don't say it, I'll bust wide open.
Well, I was going to say
And
that
I ain't
too.
trying to do that. But as I was walking into the Criminal Justice Center this morning in Pinellas County, there was a gentleman there outside with his placards and his signs, and as always, when he sees me coming, he revs up the rhetoric and starts talking about government being in conspiracy with denying our children and killing our children. And you know the gentleman because he comes to Tallahassee all the time on children's issues, and he's passionate about it. And he accosts us in the hallways and at our committee hearings. And I just want to say that even though I disagree with 99% of what Brian Pitts and Justice for Jesus might say in these settings, it is democracy in action, and we've learned sometimes to filter the information, take that which applies, and use it, and that which doesn't, reject it, like we do every other speaker. And I'm grateful for all of our people and citizens who come to us, even when we don't want to hear it. You know, that's just part of what we're supposed to do. And I don't like that gentleman outside the Pinellas County Courthouse because he calls me by name, and he sees me in Tallahassee, and he travels up there, and he revs up the engine when he see me coming, and I know I'm finna get attacked about being a conspirator against the health of our children. But doggone it, that's just democracy.
That's not a problem. That's why he had his same amount of time that everybody else did.
Senator Bennett, I can't let it. I wanted to say something about that. Now, Mr. Pitts and I have had our differences, and he does engage in extensive diatribe throughout the session. However, in the Criminal Justice Appropriations Committee, he brought forth some recommendations which Senator Victor Chris actually took and initiated because he felt that they were very appropriate for what it is that we were trying to accomplish. And I deal with him as I do all the constituents through my staff most of the time. But he, you know, it's one of those things that happens, and I think that Representative Rousseau and I experience a great deal of, like the gentleman in St. Petersburg. It happens all the time, and you all probably have the same experience, but we take it as we do other people who spend less time talking to us. And he does have some really good things that he suggests to us in the criminal justice arena with respect to juveniles that we, in fact, put into one of our bills.
Well, I think one of the things we've learned in the last week to 10 days is, you know, there's certain things we put up with and there's certain things we don't expect. I will listen to anybody. I will not sit here and be ridiculed. I won't be shot at. I thought we were going to all start to tone it down. If you have a legitimate complaint, tell it in a legitimate, rational way. I just don't think it's our role as lowly paid public servants to sit here and have people step up and throw tomatoes at us or shoot at us or ridicule us. If you have a legitimate point, I'm always happy to hear it.
You make that point. Moving on. Children's Movement, Henry Lawrence.